Tataru! Samael, God, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest. More than my fill. Well, you've certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages within the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the... How do you pronounce that? Gimlet Dar. And that the Emperor's shown no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Oh, great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask... how do you pronounce that name again? Philomene to join us. I can't pronounce that. She wanted to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace of the House of Splendors. What the hell is that? What's up there? Oh, never mind. Samael, my, has it been too long? Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next oracle. This girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Samael, might I ask a favor of you, when you next return to the First, to tell Reen what I cannot? To tell her, thank you. Or... and I would offer thanks to you as well, for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Who? Riol, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've not a peep out of him, and it's been a good while long now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over to the border and see if I can't get a signal to... I can't speak today. If I can't get a signal to him from closer up. Or what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, if it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me through Gimlet now. The fighting's died down. Gods no, there's no. There's enough shadows to hide in. I've been waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road. I just thought I'd let you know. Now, it best be. Ugh, I nearly forgot. Cryle's at the Stones and she's wanted a word. Something to do with patients. She's getting ready to examine him again when I left. We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. A little wave. Okay. Interesting. Seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. Oh.
You're here. Good.
Cryle!
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
Oh? What's that mean?
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
Are they decaying?
I'm afraid there may be.
Uh-oh.
I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured, Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Because he isn't dead.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I, for one, am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Cool. Interesting. Doop. Oh, I could just go to the source from here. Okay. Ah, Samael, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course it wasn't. Go on. The corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we will have the likes of Mistress Cryle and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. I see. Oh.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Cryle's findings.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Cryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Sauce.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
Interesting.
I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Hmm?
Oh! What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
What?
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Uh-huh.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change.
I own you.
But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask, even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Oh?
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Pneumo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me.
Huh?
Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Oh. Food. This one. Give me a second. The Grand Cosmos, that is the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of White Orosite, by thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have the need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I should ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Okay. Give me a minute. Ow. Ooh. What's that cave? I haven't noticed that. Armorang. Oh, okay. Ooh. As I told you before, I'd scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon our host's familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different. Which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have revived it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I then, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As for any true seeker of knowledge, there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drum is them. Though I must say, Exile, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you, or rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when the sun comes around. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It is only natural that we be pleased to see him. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we've finished here. Of course. Then let us proceed to the palace. Ooh! Very cool. Blue. Okay. Exciting. Whoa! Whomst? Ew. Grand Cosmos. Oh god. Ah! Wait! Dude, what am I doing? Ah! Oh god. So many. Ah. Deal. Is that a broom? That's a broom. Oh my god. It's cute. Wait, what? What's happening? Ah! Oh. Ah! Oh god. Ugh. Ow! Ah! Oh! Oh my god. Piggies! That's what I have loot. Yeah. Ah! Just take it. Just take it. Go. More piggies. Oh, I don't know. Oh, what? I have no clue what is happening. What? Seeds? Oh, I see now. Ew! Oh, okay, I see. Let's go. Ah! Wait, what? I used the wrong thing. Oh well. Just gonna... What's happening? What? Ow! Okay. Pause. CPC. Drink. I mean... Ah! More! Oh. I can't jump at the table. Game sucks. Whoa! Just hang with it. This guy spawns. Yep. Oh, cool. Whoa! Reminds me of Nier a little bit. That one part. Well, yeah. Ew. We have survived these halls long enough. Come, Lugus, our guests yet want for company. Whoa! Piano? What? Oh. Whoa, what the... Whoa. I'm on fire. Why am I on fire? What? Jesus. Oh god, everything's on fire. Here. Ugh. Oh! Flush sofa. Oh. Ah. Oh shit. Oh really? Okay. Jesus. Oh, what the... That's stupid. Yes. Yay! Cheering again, holy shit. Oh.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
That's what he sounds like? Ew. Oh. Oh? Oh, he's cute. Look at him.
Becklog, 'tis good to see you again after all these years.
Becklog.
And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
You beg.
Shake? Beg?
That's what he sounds like. Beg.
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Anyways.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
Sorry.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Eulmore are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Oh. Oh.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again.
Again?
That damned court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
Oh.
Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Oh. You could never misuse it.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more?
Nothing more?
Do you swear it?
Oh. No.
Oh, Very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
They're so cute. I love them so much. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower to Becklug, with Bethlug there. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when we treated with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel, yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Eulmore has shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had he not, Becklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. May now enter the Grand Cosmos. Oh, okay. Yes. We mustn't dally here any longer, Summer. If Becklug is to hear the truth about travails in the First, you of all people should be present. Wow, look at that. It's so pretty. Okay.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Yes.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, Seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Cool. Oops. All right. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White Auracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within their Auracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surefit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. Cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Got a sneeze? No, I'm not. But I see these unfortunate individuals. Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? You might, or might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in men I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite oversight. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beck Lug as necessary? Let us make for armoring then. Ugh, I need tissue. Ugh. Cool. And away we go. So this is Halric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously toward the light. Toward stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin-eater. You don't know that. You defeated the Wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which would temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert. Then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. For their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not likely to reserve the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Soul tonic. Totten stares blankly at you. It would seem the tonic has had no effect. Oh. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Oh? Oh, I feel warm. And my legs, they don't feel as heavy. So it seems to work only those who've recently turned, I assume. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then, 'tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium, given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is far too gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. Fine reward for his persistence. The opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Verbert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. Oh, no, that's a different guy, don't worry. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, plague like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. Now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. Comforting thought indeed. Let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the skies still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done. It's all the same to you. Whatever regents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help patients, fine. Alfino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. Pay a visit to Eulmore. I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Eulmore of Pla Inni. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right. Let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Clay from Armorang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Ah, yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Cool. Whee! Goodness. Samael, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talos trolley that you took to Nabatha. The trolley was in trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter, had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai was. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant towers to work. Like the giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. Title to your dreams, Jarek. But that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me Samael here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it that you need, friend? I see. And this familiar requires clay for armoring? Well, look no further if anyone... Oh, look no further. If anyone can find some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays. But there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biron mines to make adobe bricks. The place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look into that. Blech. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak. Anyways. Oh. Wow. Whoa. What's down over here? It's just dust. Oops, I was not paying attention. The twins have returned in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament. No. You have the clay, I take it? Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, and heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of setting upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Becklug, I have a question. In the event in need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Ulrich and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are a few in all of Norvrad more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Samaya? Give my all for Halric, for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alice shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Oh.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy? I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Oh, what is that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality.
Oh god.
Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Whoa! Cute.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
You're gonna call it Teslane, aren't you?
A name.
It's gonna be named Teslane, isn't it?
All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Oh, Angelo. Oh. Oh my god. Oh.
Mother... I...
Oh my god. Oh no. So close. How is he, Becklug? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of colour has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. Oh, wait, shit. Okay. I'm unmuted. Yes. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul. Observing the reanimation of the stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Aurosite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Becklug said, when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, but the person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the Source who could desperately use such treatment. Oh, Gabu! The baby! Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halrick's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that, if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this is not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patience here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I also refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. Posited? I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium. Finally, I found you. Oh? Kai Shear? What are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Eulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself. Sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go to find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Backlog. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Eulmore is at stake. Uh-oh. Hoodles. Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Jump down. No. Well, north here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Pacing around the outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. It's strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress.
heavens you're here!
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
And they chose him, and he ran away.
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Eulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Thoughts?
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
No! Don't cry!
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Oh. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word. But even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing at that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Master Chai? Why, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood. Concerned about Eulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vorthry's apparently inexhaustible stories of meal, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our business were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai. Oh! Yeah, anyways. But I assured Master Chai that the boutique of splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Eulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Your exchange with Moan has taught you about the stagnant state of business. Yes. Buttresses. Derelicts. Anyways. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed rather ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vorthry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Eulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Colusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for the cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. I recall a man fit in that description, asked to speak with the poor burghers lately. Right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down at the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies, but folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts. He asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Wow. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Oh. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting administration to customers from outside Eulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Eulmore, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps. The question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? Okay. Stretching. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Eulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Samael, if you would go make inquiries in Right, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Fate Town I leave to you, Kaishir. Fair enough. Where shall we meet when we've finished? Well, Topron would seem to me to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, shit. We will be situated to continue our search. Haste lot. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mystel gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Eulmore, or rather the lack of them. We've lost a great many people to their promises of meal, and the chance of a lavish life among the free, and Vorthri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vorthri's gone now, and we're cautious to see what will become of Eulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chai Nuz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after. And that was that. Oops. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gay Town as well, did he? I see. Kaishia and I gleaned much the same. He seemed determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Clusia. The only likely place he has left go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may catch up with him. Oops. Oh well. Oh. Oops. Hey, there he is. Samael, Alfino, Kaishia, what are you doing here? I'm gonna ask you the same, Master Chai. We have been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word. You bade us return you to her side. What places are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea into her head... Ugh, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai. But since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor. And from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Clusia. That much is true. But I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, I would not be right to assume the role of a mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met them with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you, should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Eulmore. That dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble. Or a boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alfino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days and days, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Eulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. give me entirely too much credit, a lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Eulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly? And are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is. Or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to 4-3's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept Eulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. Even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? He may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristol then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression of him. So he would be willing to talk to us. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you were here to ask after Rendon? I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with 4-3 gone, Eulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel, in the hope that we could build a better Eulmore together. And that is still my wish. Given how abominably you are mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Eulmore, and I would not see you suffer for 4-3's villainy. As no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he dreams less committed to their own. You desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Eulmore's past. It is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course, and prove to him Eulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Cool. Oops.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Eulmoreans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Eulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Eulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Eulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Eulmore for the people.
A Eulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Eulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Eulmore now faces. I assume you'll agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes. Meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. Ooh, goodness. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Eulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with peoples of Eulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinos. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Randon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without ready supply of the necessary equipment, people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Cool. Brendan is quite right. Building Talos from scratch will require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos, which wander the wilds of Colusi. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Aha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let it fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious! An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Eulmore. More extensive matters can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to get to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal out of you. That's as maybe Kaishir, but Rendon tasked me with solving his problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. Can't feel my legs? But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Here. Yes, well, it should. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying like this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. To make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishia says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Good. Let's be off to the quick way. To the north gate and see... Through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Oh, what? Alright. Oh! What? What? Oh, okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay. I did it? I did it! Let's move on to another task, shall we? Oh, I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. Ooh. Ooh. You may leave the next one to me someday. Oh, cool. Haha, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. Rain. Hey. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Am I muted? No, I'm not. It's good. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Eulmore's full food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Eulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains, I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Eulmore the benefit of your counsel. Be on it. The people behind these talos. When the people behold these talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Eulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon. Master Chai. If you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai's worried sick. Oh.
Right then. Form a line and make for Eulmore.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
Uh-oh.
Stay back! All of you!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see...
Huh?
Dearest, I can't...
Oh, oh dear.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Oh, this again.
Dearest, please!
That was quite a reception. One Master Child will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Eulmore, it'll be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. Oh? In pleasure. Do not fret, Samael. I have never felt better. and not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Eulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I do suppose the only place larger enough would be the Emergent? Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their mayor. You there, Kaishia, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vorthry's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the crown lift will show you what. Ah, yes. Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. Of you, our greatest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, sir.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Eulmore to look around? "'Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Eulmore's new beginning." As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Eulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Eulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Eulmore!
Don't worry about the delay. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Eulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlour. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlour. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes. Yes, of course. Hathen bet? Aye, that's me. I like your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you've ever planned to change that, I want to help set things in motion. That we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Summer. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Eulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. Excuse me. I have every confidence that they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Cool. So Alfino is leaving too, is he? Well, it seems everyone's moving on. Things changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends. In paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better's taken its place. And I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Eulmore for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference that will help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Vows of virtue, deeds of cruelty. Truly, to see Kaishia thus inspired by her actions is inspiring in itself. Yet however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Eulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Becklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Ooh, okay. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Eulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and, after some considerable soul-searching, close to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparation of the White Orosite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Orosite was ill-suited for our purposes. But Urianger, did you not say that, compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Becklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the invoidable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Orosite doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surefit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds in the aura site instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique which I have personal experience. Samael, do you recall what we learned of the eyes from our encounter with Doga and Yune? Wait, cloning? I speak of the royal eye of the elegant imperial line gifted to my forebears throughout the blood and memories of an ancient elegant. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we are to gain an understanding of that technology by which the elegants were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. This is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Samael return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in the investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Uh-huh. Samael, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Oh. Recommend that you said it. Okay. I need 1 minute. Tataru. Oh boy, here we go. It's movie time.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the First?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Stinian.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
His spear looks different.
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razad Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose.
That's at hand. Oh god, that's an Endwalker. The Empire vibe, okay.
It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
Xenos, yep.
But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos ye Galvas.
Oh no.
Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Oh.
What's wrong?
Whoa. Oh, what the fuck? I've seen him in action. His body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. But what good will it do? The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Ooh. Come, then. Oh shit. Oh my god! Oh shit. What? What was that all about? What the fuck? Do it again. The simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Samael was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance! No! Must even then the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I've no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas? Just one. Ooh! Oh my god. Go! Your radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Oh, shit, okay. I'm a Stinian, oh my god. Oh, okay. Woo! Oh, what? Oh god. this way quickly. Oh! Ourselves easy knocks by moving together. I suggest we split up. Alright then, I'll take the low road, so to speak. Whoa! We'll see you outside, Stacy. Not that way. This way? Whoa. Well, well, someone's been busy. Oh, that's another Ultima weapon. What the fuck? What the fuck? Arch Ultima. That's not creepy at all. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. Oh, what? I did not mean to press that. Star Diver! Whoa! Whee! Whoa. That's so cool. Oh wait, I can attack them? No, I don't think I can. Can I? Christ. What? God damn it. Nah. Do all that again. Oh. Maybe I didn't kill these. Yeah, I think that was the problem. They all detonated and I died. Oh well. Shit. Oh. Oh, what? Almost there. Oh, what? Shouldn't die. What am I doing? Ah. Oh, here we go. Show them your fury. Whoa!
Taste my lance.
Oh! Hell yeah, they're cool. Oh god. Who is that? Galleons and Machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? Boy, oh boy.
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Maybe. You were so cool and awesome.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
He had Ascian abilities too.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald.
Okay.
He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
You're leaving? No!
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
No! Don't leave!
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
I miss him already! No!
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
No! I love you. Okay.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Well, it must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Becklug can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me. Ugh. There's more. Meanwhile, in Garlemald... What now? What? Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Oh! He's dead. He's very dead. Onward! Before this day is done, victory shall be ours. An insurrection? Or... is that even the right word? Anyways, it's the thick boy. Thickums. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think? I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. That hue. Your soul is... who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master, a hunting dog if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac? Wait, what? Huh? What the fuck? Meanwhile, in Eulmore, in the first. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk for resettling some of the old, abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? Huh, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Oh shit! Hope? Is that Ardbert? Wait, what? Wait, what? Yes. So long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindle. Wait, who? Wait, what? It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. What? You can't just end there. No.